Hey y'all, welcome to the third video of my Trove playthrough series. So for this episode, I'm going to be doing more of a voiceover, and I'm also experimenting with a more fast-paced style of editing because I feel like that'll probably be more entertaining for you guys, hopefully. So moving on, I opened my game up to some nice little goodies in my claims section. I claimed and opened all of them. I'm saying all of them like it's a lot, but we're kind of working with scraps here. I got some trash loot from the miner's trove, was kind of hoping for a lucky ally drop there. The chaos chest ended up dropping a bit of flux, some resources, and a chaos core. Now, what I was most excited about was these greater dragon caches. These gave me about 45 dragon coins after opening all of them, which is pretty huge for my progression as they'll help me unlock my first dragon. I also went ahead and opened these gem boxes, cause why not? I got excited about these three, but little did I know they would become very useless very quickly. So following that, I thought I would give the boomeranger a spin by farming some dungeons and leveling up the class along the way. I started off in the blue world and moved up every couple levels depending on if I met the power requirements. I ended up having a lot of fun with the class, especially with its ultimate ability. The effects from it changed every time, and there ended up being some pretty surprising ones along the way. Here's a clip of me using my ult for the first time and also spawning my first chickens. I was like, oh cute, I remember this. The boomer does spawn chickens every now and then. But a few dungeons later, I spawned a chicken thicker than my character. I was shocked, absolutely bewildered. This thing had me sitting there thinking, what is that? Anyways, I kept on leveling until I ran into my first Candoria dragon, so I killed it. It was at this point that I realized I didn't finish the game's starting quest line. So I opened up the quest and went over to the hub to try and complete the Delve quest. So I queued up and waited for what felt like an hour in the public Delve queue. But standing here, just looking at my character, I just realized how ugly it is. So I went over to the barber shop to change my character's appearance. I tried to look through some hairstyles and see if I could find some yellow hair to match the channel's colors, but I ended up settling for no hair and yellow eyes. Unfortunately, my gear was getting in the way of showing off my beautiful bald head, so I went ahead and tried to make them invisible before I was so rudely interrupted by the Delve loading screen. So I quickly finished the Delve floor and got back to what was important. I considered maybe using a face style, but I didn't have any cool ones unlocked just yet, so I just made it invisible. I also went ahead and changed my sword into something a little more fitting. Now check out my new look. Now that that's taken care of, I peeped in the corner that the reward for the next quest was a 1-day patron pass, which is huge. Quickly looked around for an NPC and found Gemsley here. This was a huge turning point for my progression. From this point on, the game just started throwing a ton of free power rank my way. The first couple quests gave me a good amount of gem dust and a stellar gem. Not only was it a 2-star stellar gem, it came with physical damage and some crit damage. Pretty solid gem for my boomeranger. And just like that, 500 free power rank. A little later on, just for opening the gem tab, I got an empowered radiant gem. I equipped it and it quickly brought me up to 1.3k power rank. I did a few more of these quests and the game gave me a perfect stellar magic gem. Had magic damage, critical hit, and critical damage. The perfect stats for a magic damage dealer. Now ideally for my boomeranger, I would have liked to have physical damage on it, but I equipped it anyways just to raise my power rank. I'll probably switch this off to the Tomb Raiser once I get a better gem for the boomeranger. After upgrading the gem a few levels, I was now at 2.7k PR. But it wasn't over yet. I did a couple more quests and the game gave me yet another empowered gem. So after equipping it and leveling some gems a few times, we're now sitting at 3.5k PR. I pushed through these quests as much as I could until I reached the one requiring me to hit level 17. I was about 2 levels away from that, which required a good amount of dungeons to get there, so I was like nah, and I switched my focus over to getting some mastery points. As you can see here, I was mastery 17 and only 3 levels away from unlocking the marketplace, so I decided instead to go for that. I popped down a few of the daily pinatas with the hopes of dropping the mount from it and getting a good amount of mastery that way. I got the mount and just like that, I was mastery 18. So for the last couple levels, I decided to level up some trial classes. For any class you haven't unlocked in Trove, you get a little trial of the class, which allows you to level them up to level 4. The cool thing about this is you get the mastery for each of those 4 levels. I started with the Solarian, got that up to level 4, and finally hit mastery 19 when I hit level 3 on the Bard. After maxing the Bard, I maxed the Vanguardian, and that got me extremely close to mastery 20. So I got to level 2 on the Shadow Hunter, and bam, mastery 20. So now we get our first look of the marketplace on this account. I only have one marketplace slot right now, but I'm definitely going to add more of those in the future. Having access to the marketplace is going to be huge for progression and making flux. We can now flip things in the market, like this rocket mount here. I can buy it at this price and make profit if I sell at the price everyone else is selling for and make some free flux along the way. So that's where we're leaving off today. 3.5k PR on the boomeranger and mastery 20. Make sure to subscribe to get notified when I put up the next video in the series, and make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Have a good one, y'all.